And welcome to the channel, everybody. Here we are with the new NCAA 25 custom franchise. I'm so ready to get this franchise going and started on the channel, everybody. This is really exciting. I've been playing this game just recently, a little bit over the last few days, and coming to a conclusion and a decision on who I wanted to use for our franchise team. Thinking about this for a while, thought about East Carolina and a couple of teams there in the American. I like that conference. They got some interesting teams in that conference, but I always went to some team in the Conference USA. This conference has all four of the brand new teams, brand new to this game, are in this one conference. I really thought about Jacksonville State. I also really thought about Sam Houston, the Bearcats, of picking them for a franchise. I thought about Kennesaw State a little bit, but the team that I decided to go with the franchise with here for my first franchise on this channel is going to be the FIU Panthers. They're a 2.5-star program and only a 78 overall. And, this team historically only been around since 2002. But, they've been around for 12 years now at this point. Here's some introduction of them going on in the field. I'll just play this for you and let you listen to it here. But, yeah, this team, they've been around for 12 years now, and they really have not had any success in this team's program's history. They have they co-won one Sun Belt Conference championship way back in 2010. You can see that there on the screen. That was back in 2010, where they had a 7-6 record, and they won that Sun Belt there, and they did go to a bowl game. But they have played in 5 bowl games total in their team's history. They have won 2 of 3 of those. They won in 2010 in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, lost in 2011 in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl, and in 2017 in the Gasparilla Bowl. 2018 went to the Bahamas Bowl, beat Toledo 35-32, and in 2019 went to another bowl game and lost in the Camellia Bowl. But the last few seasons, this team has not been good. They were 0-5 in 2020, 1-11 in 2021, and they've been 4-8 the last 2 seasons here. This team, they need to rebuild, and they're in the great state of Florida. There's a lot of really good teams here in this state, and Florida International, this team is just thought of as an afterthought. Nobody really thinks of Florida International as a destination to go to in Florida. You got so many great schools there. Miami, of course, Florida, Florida State, Florida Atlantic is also there. The Florida Atlantic is a rival to Florida International and this team. So there's a lot of good teams there in Florida, and a good pipeline state there for top-tier prospects and recruits. But this team has just not ever had a whole lot of success. Their overall record in their all-time record is only 88 and 170. This team has a 341 win percentage. That's really bad. So they need a rebuild really badly right now. So that's why I chose them. I really did think about Sam Houston, but I thought, Florida International's been around longer than Sam Houston has been and just has not ever had any success. And again, all these Florida teams, all the playing in the Florida and playing against these Florida teams is going to be kind of fun. So that's also why I wanted to go with Florida International here. So this is one of the 2 franchises that I will be doing as we take a look at the depth chart. Starting quarterback right now is a sophomore in Kyone Jenkins, so really young quarterbacks here on this team. You have a junior quarterback who is right now listed as a redshirt, and then a junior who's also listed as a redshirt right now at a 72 overall. So pretty young quarterbacks here, but they do have a junior running back. This running back looks pretty good. At 81 overall, 91 speed, 97 acceleration. Definitely a fast running back. 86 carrying, 85 ball carrier vision there. So I like this running back a lot. This roster isn't unbelievably awful. There is worse rosters out there, and there is teams that had worse records last year. But I want to build this team as a consistent ball club here, and a team that can draw in prospects from all over the state of Florida here. And, this is a really interesting conference. Again, I already mentioned they're going to be playing some of the brand new teams that we've never seen before in this game. And it's kind of surreal. Like, this game is actually happening. I was, the last game came out in 2013. I was, oh gosh, I was, let's see, I'm trying to remember how old I was back then. I think it was like 10 years old, maybe, because I'm 21 now. That game came out 11 years ago, so yeah, I was 10 years old when the last NCAA football game came out. That's kind of insane for me to say that, actually. So I don't really remember growing up with these games, but, obviously I played a lot of NCAA 14, and I really loved that game. Never did anything on the channel with it, because, I just started this channel a year ago, but yeah, we're going to have another rebuild, and it's going to be a coaching dynasty. So I did take over the head coach at Florida International. I'm playing as him. And that does mean that he has a one-year contract, and his contract goal is to win 4 games. So if I don't win 4 games with this team, I might be in a little bit of trouble. I might be put on the hot seat. And, it's not necessarily great because I need to practice this game. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not great right now at this game. I haven't played in a, college football game, a 79 overall, tight end there, by the way. Haven't played a football game in months, and so I'm going to have to practice a little bit, but hopefully, I should be able to win at least 4 games this season. I don't think I'm in danger of that happening exactly. But, yeah, I'm super excited. We're going to have a coach carousel dynasty where I'm going to start as an offensive coordinator at some place, a lower school. I already have that chosen. And then I'm going to go to a, probably the route will be offensive coordinator at a bigger school, and then a head coach of a smaller school, and a head coach of a bigger school. It's kind of how that franchise is going to work. And so that'll be coming out probably next week, though, because I will be kind of away on a little bit of like a family vacation, I guess. We're seeing family in Wyoming this week. So that franchise will be coming out, and that introduction video will be coming out until next week. But I want to get this out to you as soon as I can here. And I know this came out like 5 days at this point. I'm kind of late to the party, but yeah, this is what's. I told everybody this is gonna be coming on the channel. So 72 overall right guard. Looking at our line here, and our offensive line is okay. It's not incredible. Jerry Passmore is pretty good though. He is a senior here and a 79 overall. And he's probably the best linebacker, offensive lineman that this team has. There's a sophomore, Clyde Larkins here, 73 overall. I like him a lot. He looks pretty good. And then a 76 overall senior, Giovanni Davis, as well. And then a 74 overall behind him. Now we go to the defense. And starting a defensive tackle, a run stopper there is a 76 overall sophomore. That guy's going to be a big building piece to build around, I think. Then a freshman there at 64. He is going up. He is up at 66. I'm not totally sure why that overall is increased like that, but either way, here's probably our best defensive player, maybe one of our best players on this entire roster, actually, in Reggie Patterson, who's listed as 79 overall. He's an 80 overall because he's got a little bit of boost right now. But yeah, 78 speed, 72 strength, 86 awareness, 87 play rec, so he recognizes the plays very well. And then Elijah Anderson-Taylor is also really good there, a senior, and he's also listed as a 80 overall, but a 78 overall. So, our defensive line has got some studs on it. I'm not going to lie. Our defensive line doesn't look too terrible, honestly. Sophomore there in Todrick Bruin. But yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to get used to the personnel on this team. Of course, I don't really know anything about Florida International. Actually, this is probably our best player on this team. I think he is Hezekiah Massis, a cornerback, a junior from Florida. He's an 84 overall cornerback. And then we also have a 79 overall cornerback. And, 81 man and 79 zone for Massis there. 80 zone and 77, or 77 zone and 80 man for the other guys. So our safeties are pretty good. We have a really good free safety here as well. And a Jamil Potts. but he is going to be a senior, so we're only going to have 1 year of him. And that's one of the things that I love about this game. That guy looks like a pretty good senior safety as well. Yeah, our safeties are pretty good. All high 70 overall, near 80 overall players. JoJo Evans is pretty good here as well. He's a junior. And that's one of the things I love about college, and the college game specifically, is that the team is going to look slightly different every single year. You know, in MLB, the show, you can, I mean, obviously your team is going to change a little bit. It's not going to be the exact same from year to year, but for the most part, you know, you might not see a lot of major changes from year to year for if you have an MLB The Show franchise rebuild or whatever. In this game, though, every single year in this game, your team is going to look slightly different. You're going to have new starters coming in, and you're going to have underclassmen taking bigger roles, and you're going to have transfers that are going to make impacts right away. I mean, that's what I love about college football, man, is that, yeah, you have a team that's different almost every single season. So yeah, our running back and our safeties are pretty much our best players as well on this roster here. But yeah, I just love that aspect of college football, and I really think they've done a good job of setting up the transfer portal and everything in this game. All the things, I mean, I've definitely played a few games here as well. So yeah, Massis is our best player there, and actually our halfback is our second best player. Then we got a middle linebacker at 80 overall, free safety at 80 overall, and a right outside linebacker at 80 overall. So the roster construction here isn't, like, awful. There's definitely worse rosters out there, but again, I've already listed the reasons I want to do for an international, but man, I love it. I mean, the gameplay is really good. It doesn't feel like just Madden reskins, and again, the process of recruiting and everything, like, that's what kind of sets this game apart from any other game that you have, is just that recruiting process. I would love, you know, I don't know the legal dynamics of this, but I would love to bring, like, college baseball onto the channel, maybe, or college basketball. I just think the college game is more fun. I enjoy it more, and I also think for rebuilds and that kind of purposes, rebuilds like this are better than college, because again, you're going to have different teams from year to year. So here's this head coach. Again, didn't create my own head coach for this rebuild here. Trevor Ned is this guy's name. He's a scheme guru. I think he's been the head coach of this team the last 2 years, and well, hasn't really improved the team very much in these 2 years. He's, 4-8 records the last couple of seasons for him, so definitely looking for him to he needs to get at least that many wins, and possibly in more. Obviously, we'll look to maybe, I don't know if this team can make a bowl game in year one. I think it's definitely possible for that to happen. But I'm also considering whether or not I'm actually going to, like, play the full games myself, or if I'm going to let this be more simulation style. I don't know if anybody watches Mr. Hurricane, but he is doing Miami Dynasty right now, and where he's going to be doing it more of as just a simulation style, where he kind of lets the CPU take over and lets the ratings play out. I know for the coaching carousel one, I will probably be, like, more so controlling and definitely usering, the teams and stuff on that franchise, but I might have this one be more of a simulation style type of rebuild here. I might play that by ear. I might, at least in the beginning of the year, play some games more of that style, just because, again, as I get used to playing this game and as I get better at this game with practice, like, I don't feel comfortable really jumping into a game as a rebuild, like, for this rebuild right now, because I'm just not very good at the game right now, I'm going to be honest. And so for that reason, in the beginning, I might try and do more of a simulation style, but we'll see. And if you guys want to comment about what you would rather want to see on this channel, you can do that as well. We're looking at our coordinators here, and our offensive coordinator, he's a, deep prestige, so he doesn't have a lot of prestige here, but has kind of a lot of stuff in the Master Motivator. Now, I'm not sure what happened because we're the head coach, so I'm assuming that we kind of get to pick the offensive coordinator and what they're putting their abilities into. and the defensive coordinator because we were kind of the head coach over all those guys. But I'm not actually 100% sure about that either. And so our defensive coordinator, he's a little bit higher prestige, and he's also focused in on Master Motivator, especially for the defensive line, and that might be actually where the bonuses and where the overall boosts are coming from for some of these players. I'm just realizing now, but yeah, this guy's C minus prestige, and he's also improved a little bit here, gone into the tactician a little bit, not too much there, mostly Master Motivator. So I also like the coaching tree in this game. I'm really excited to kind of test that out, starting from a brand new head coach in our other rebuild franchise that I'm going to do on the channel. So you see here, I mean, he hasn't completed any of his coaching XP goals at all, and no draft picks. I don't even know, I didn't actually look this up beforehand, but I don't actually know whether Florida International has had any major draft picks in their team's history. I'm assuming that they've had some guys that have been drafted from this team, but I don't know when the last time was that really happened for them. And I don't remember a first-round draft pick from Florida International. I don't know if that's ever happened. And so you look at the preseason top 25 there, is really shortly on that screen. But the conference standings, where are we at in terms of conference standings? Where do we think, what are people predicting us to end up here as we go over to the CUSA? Yikes. Okay, we're predicted to be third from last in the conference this year, right above Kennesaw State and Sam Houston. And remember, Kennesaw State is the lowest rated team in this game, a new team to this game. Sam Houston, also very low rated, and I believe they only won like 2 or 3 games all year last year. So that's not a really great place to be. It's not a great look, honestly. I mean, you see who else is in the conference here. You have UTEP, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, Liberty, and New Mexico State as well in this conference. So I think it's a good, decent conference. I think the Conference USA is a decent conference. I think the MAC, that was the other conference that I wanted to see to go into. I think the MAC is maybe slightly better overall, better teams there. Just looking at Colorado State, I was interested because I am a Colorado State fan, and I'm going to be definitely doing a franchise of Colorado State on the side, not on this YouTube channel. But yeah, that's a look at where they predicting us to finish in the conference here. And we go to the schedule, and I did change this schedule up a little bit here. So I changed their non-conference games, starting the year off with Florida, and then you went home against Tulane. And here's a look at the other non-conference game: Middle Tennessee State, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. They're finishing off the schedule there. But yeah, starting non-conference off at Florida, probably going to lose that game. Tulane might lose that game, but then FIU, and then FCS Southwest, the Pandas there. Shout out to, gosh, what YouTuber was that had the Pandas? I can think of I can picture like his YouTube channel banner, but I can't remember his name right now. That's unfortunate. But either way, that's a look at our schedule there. I know I didn't really show you it that in depth or anything. But really quickly, we're going to touch on recruiting. So right now, we're recruiting our first player, or we're scouting our first recruit here in Austin Biggs, who was from Clearwater, Florida, and he turns out to be a bust. That's not too terrible, though, because, I mean, again, a guy that is a 3-star that's a bust is still a good player for this team, and still a player that I'm certainly interested in going after and pursuing. So, yeah, how this recruiting thing works is that you have amount of hours you can do, and then you can, once you offer the scholarships, you can kind of you could DM players, you can do that to kind of promote interest in them. So we did offer a scholarship to him. And then this is a 4-star middle linebacker here that is kind of interested in us. He is 8th in the rankings, I believe, with our team. But yeah, he matches up to what we thought he was. 87 tackle, 80 pursuit. I mean, 76 play rec, 78 strength. I don't know our chances of really getting him, he's pretty low on our board, but he is in our top 8, so we definitely want to pursue him and offer him a scholarship. Maybe a 4-star recruit would be insanely good for this team. That would be sick. And then we have a quarterback here, Nate Brown, who, you know, scrambler, it looks like. We're going to scout him as well. We don't really need a quarterback in our recruiting. It's not one of our needs right now. But I'm okay to kind of look at some quarterbacks. I mean, we do have to be mindful of, you know, giving guys playing time because of the transfer portal and all that stuff, which is something that, you know, in the last game in NCAA 14 didn't have to worry about really at all. And so this guy looks pretty good, and we're going to offer him a scholarship as well. Now, playing time does have that. I mean, C minus. You see our ratings there, and the only things that are in the blue or in the green are. I actually didn't see what was in the green there for us, but it's not a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you that Philip Gibbs here is center, 3-star center, 82 finesse. He looks like a pretty decent player here. We're gonna offer him a scholarship as well. And dang, I want to see where our school ranks in terms of some of those rankings, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that in time. But 81 block shedding and 79 strength for this 3-star Zach Wheats from Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I like him, and he looks good. So B minus in academic prestige, A and campus lifestyle, and then there's one more thing that we're in the green there. So yeah, not a lot of great pull for some of these guys necessarily. But you know, you got Willie Funchess as well from Homestead, Florida. I did scout him and give him a scholarship as well. And then Callum DeGrare from Florida. I don't know. We have a couple of guys that are not from Florida here in our draft pool, but not a lot. Mostly going to be scouting, of course, Florida guys. We have a halfback there. Sorry about that. A halfback there, a 2-star. Didn't scout him. And kind of looking for more guys to scout. He's a fullback. We do need a fullback. That is a team need, so I'm going to scout Jalen Rowe here. And, well, you know, he seems about what we expected there. 73 agility, 72 strength, 61 awareness. Not an amazing recruit here necessarily, but again, it's fulfilling a team need. I did not offer him a scholarship there. I just scouted him a little bit, but you know, let's see other guys there is of note. I mean, Antonio Haskins here is a 3-star athlete. He's listed as a scrambler, so might have some quarterbacking abilities. Okay, he's got 88 throw power, 79 short accuracy, 91 speed. Okay, and he's a gem. Nice. Okay, cool. That's the first time seeing that screen all year. And yeah, I can tell why. I mean, 79 short accuracy, 88 throw power. This guy's got a lot of speed and acceleration. I really like him. This is a guy that I definitely want to offer a scholarship to. I like scrambling quarterbacks in general. That's kind of more my play style because I do like to jump outside of the pocket quite a bit, sometimes a little too much. But yeah, I like Antonio Haskins for sure there as a guy to look at as a prospect. Daniel Muhili, we're 5th for him. He's in Fort Lauderdale. And let's count him and see where he comes out. And he's a bust, unfortunately. 80 tackle, 86 acceleration, 76 pursuit. And again, I mean, busts that are 3 stars are still very solid 2 stars, I'm assuming. I don't really know, you know, what the ratings are with the compared to how many stars they have necessarily. But yeah, I think when you look at it, really, a 3-star bust is like a good 2-star, and still that's a good recruit for us. There is a 4-star athlete that has us, what, like 6th or 7th on our board. Don't know the chances of us getting him. He might not really be able to, as Miami's showing a little bit of interest, or he's at least interested in Miami already. But we'll scout him. We'll offer him a scholarship as well. Don't have a lot more hours left, so we're gonna scout this punter here. We do need a punter and a kicker. That is a team need for us. Maybe we don't scout this punter just quite yet in this week here. But yeah, we're kind of running out of hours to use. We have another gem. Okay, Kevin Romero is a middle linebacker with 83 tackling, 77 pursuit, and we're third on his board there. So I like him a lot, and I'm definitely going to offer a contract to him. Free safety. Now third on his list. Looks like I'm assuming that borrower is how close they are to recruiting to a school or committing to a school. He's got a lot of interest in Florida State, apparently. And he is a bust. But again, 85 speed, 67 zone, and 65 play rec, 69 man. So, yeah, I mean, not an amazing guy, but I'll still offer him a scholarship and see where that goes. Again, a guy like that is still going to be a good prospect, a good recruit. You know, I want to get a few 3-stars for sure. A 4-star would be awesome if we could get a 4-star, but I'm not expecting to get really any 4-stars in the beginning, and I'm expecting to really only get a few, maybe 3 or 4 3-star players. Most of the rest of them are going to be 2-stars. This is going to take a little bit. This is going to be, you know, a slower kind of rebuild. This team, again, doesn't have a lot of prestige, doesn't have a lot of conference recognition or pro potential at all, and we're very far away from competing with the really major schools in the Florida area. That's for sure right now. And, you know, one of the things playing Florida week 1, you know what it'll be? It'll be a test of how far we have to go. I mean, we're probably going to get destroyed by them, and that's going to be like, okay, well, we get destroyed in you know, year 1 by Florida. Well, what happens when we play them 3 years later down the road? How are we going to play against them? If we can compete against Florida 3 years from now, which I, you know, expect us to be able to do that, then that's going to be a good bar to see, you know, how much has the team grown, how much have we gotten better over the years. And I kind of wanted teams that we could play that would be that kind of measuring stick for us. You know, in-state teams. You know, we're not technically rivals with Florida, but I would consider that an in-state. I mean, anytime you play an in-state team, that's, you know, that's going to be more of a rivalry feel to it. And so that's another reason that I picked Florida, is because we actually do have teams that are getting kind of those benchmark teams of like, yeah, you played them your first year, you were terrible against them. You play them 3-4 years later, you can actually maybe have a chance to beat them, and that shows you how much you've grown. And so we use our last kind of hours here to look at Ben Vallejo from Fort Lauderdale, and as a left end, he's about what we expected, and we did offer a scholarship to him as well. And did we scout Justice Rubin here? He is a 3-star left tackle from Palm City. He is 4th, and it looks like we did do that. So we did scout Justice Rubin as well. And actually, we weren't able to fully scout him because we didn't have enough hours, and then we used our last 5 scholarship offers, recruiting offers there to give him a scholarship. So 12 scholarships offered in the first kind of preliminary steps of recruiting here. 35 targets on our recruiting board. And yeah, we're going to simulate to the first week of the season here. We don't play any games in week 0. Some teams do, but we're not one of them. And this was a stream that I didn't know that they had in the game. It's just a summary of your, you know, what your recruiting updates are and your school updates. So yeah, we're seeing brand exposure, and I guess, you know, it's kind of an update of, you know, when those change. So that'll be maybe a more interesting screen as we get further along. But that is the first episode, the introduction of our FIU Dynasty, everybody. I'm so excited for this series. Man, I just want everybody to watch this one. So hopefully you can subscribe to the channel, get excited about this franchise here, and subscribe for more. I'll be trying to come out with a video of this franchise, at least a couple of them every week. I think it's going to take me less time to edit these videos as opposed to the movie show ones. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited for this franchise, and I hope you guys are too. Subscribe if you have not yet. Like this video if you're ready for this series, and I will see all you guys in the next video, which may or may not be an episode of this, or it might be a MLB show. We're still going to be doing MLB show content on this channel. So I'll see you guys next time in my next upload, which might be a little bit from now because I will be kind of away for a few days, but we'll see you then when that next one comes out. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and God bless.